Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gwen and today I am going to be just giving you a mini haul of books that I have recently purchased. These are in no particular order. I just wanted to talk about some of the books I've recently got and let's jump into it. Just wanted to pop in and say at this point I could care less about what I look like now because at this point of quarantine, COVID stuff, who cares? Here we are. This is what you get. Okay, so the first book that I have recently purchased, I have talked about wanting to read The Witcher on my TBR for a long time, and I've been doing a little bit of research on how to read the series, and even the author suggests that you start with The Last Wish, which was the, I think, most recent one published, but it gives a little bit more of a backstory on Geralt and a little bit of some fun stories before you jump into the main series. So that's why I purchased this one. And now I can officially start reading them after like 3 years of, I think, that one being on my to be read shelf. So that's exciting. Okay, so the next book I picked up was Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rem'mie Lodge, or Rem'mie Lodge. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. This has been on my wish list to be read for actually like over a year. So both my mom and I want to read this, and I'm excited to learn more about how to be anti-racist. Specifically, this talks about how structural racism works and the perspective. She is British, the writer, so it comes from that background in history, but I am still excited to read and to work on anti-racism work. The next book that I purchased was Hood Feminism: Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot by Mcdade. And there it is. It's another book to keep the learning of anti-racism. But specifically this one, I wanted to read what it says at this point. In this potent and electrifying critique of today's feminist movement, Mcdade draws on her own experiences with hunger, violence, and hypersexualization, along with incisive commentary on politics, pop culture, the stigma of mental health, and more. So basically, it's a call out to white feminists not being inclusive to all races in the feminist movement, and specifically removing Black women from that movement and what that has turned into over, we're approaching centuries now, of the movement of feminism. So I think this is a really important book for me to read and learn from. So the next book I want to talk about is Thick and Other Essays by Tressie McMillan Cotton. This one I saw and was just like hooked. So to give a little bit more context to the book, it says, probing everything from LinkedIn and Saturday Night Live to sexual violence and infant mortality, McMillan Cotton's vigorous and unforgettable voice never fails to be painfully honest and gloriously affirming as it holds a mirror to your soul and to that of America. And that was quoted from Dorothy Roberts. So I'm very much wanting to read again a perspective by a Black woman on the lens that she views the world, specifically America, and what has happened in history and what she takes away from it all and how she deals with it herself. So I hope to do some learning, some understanding, some reflection, and I'm really, really excited to dive in to this book and read these essays very, very soon. So the next book I picked up was We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. I am super excited to just dive into another adult high fantasy. I barely know anything about it, but I do know that this originally was written indie, and then she, I think, purchased by Orbit? Yes. She then got a deal with Orbit for prequel series and this main series, and she's been revising her works and then publishing with Orbit. So I actually talked with the author via Twitter. They posted that Their prequels have all been released, but they are backlisted, so they're not getting an official launch with Orbit, but they're all out there. And I asked them if I should start there with reading instead of the book that just got released this year. And they replied back saying it's kind of wherever you want to start. If you start with the prequels, then you know more about the main series. If you start with the main series, you're gonna have some fun little appearances that you will see in the prequels that reflects in the main series. So I decided to start with the main series because I was really excited to pick this up anyways prior to knowing the prequels, or there were going to be prequels coming out. So that's where I've started. It's a very heavy war fantasy book, and there's a princess, an assassin, and then a captain that we're getting some perspectives on. So I'm very, very excited, and I can't wait to reach for this book soon. Also, a thank you to the author again for replying to my question and answering it. It was awesome to actually get an answer and a response. So thanks. So don't think this next book needs an introduction. Everyone that I have seen that I follow is currently reading this series and being completely, their emotions are just being all over the place. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to know the details. I'm just gonna purchase the book and see what it's all about. And that book is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I am going to be starting to read this book. I know the third one is not out yet and it's going to be a trilogy. I believe the publication year is 2021, but I'm not sure about which month in 2021 it's going to be released. But so many people are saying wonderful things, but also having such high emotions about this book slash series that I really, really wanted to jump on that train and see if I agree with everyone. So I'm very, very excited. I don't know what to expect out of this book, but I definitely know it's an emotional roller coaster. So this next book needs no introduction. I have been talking about this book, hyping about it since I read Gideon the Ninth, and that is Harrow the Ninth. I am so excited it's physically here in my hands now. So this book actually just got onto New York Times bestseller list at number 9 for this past week, so congrats to the author. And I have seen a couple people's reviews on it already, not detailed reviews, but just like I've just seen people's tweets on it, and so far all of them are pretty much positive. I've only seen one where they said like the first 40% was okay and then the last half blew them away. They completely enjoyed it. So needless to say, I'm very excited about reading this book, and you will be hearing my thoughts about it at the end of August. At the end of this video, I just wanted to say a little mini update about a video I made in July that was talking about me adding more of myself onto this channel instead of just making it a booktube channel. But as I've done more research about it and have viewed other people's channels and what they do with content that is not book-like, is that it's a better idea to have a secondary channel to focus on it rather than putting it on the same channel as booktube. So I am going to be doing that. I'm going to be creating a second channel specifically to do all of my other stuff that I'm interested in rather than putting it here. So if you were here just for book content, don't worry, stay subscribed. It will still be book content. But if you want to follow me over there, I think probably by the end of the month I will have a link below to the second channel in case you wanted to follow me on any of my other interests. So yeah, I just want to make that as a note. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful mini haul from me. And as always, linked down below are places where you can donate, sign petitions, or share the petitions or donation websites for things happening around the world, including the Black Lives Matter movement at this time. Also with those links are my social media links if you'd like to follow me anywhere else on Twitter, Instagram, or Goodreads, or the Storygraph, depending on which one you want to choose. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!